first introduced to Good Friends when I was living in Charleston, and a dear friend of mine was serving on their board called Good Friends of the Low Country, and another friend was a volunteer on their luncheon committee. And they invited me to attend the luncheon one year, which I did as a guest and had a great time and was really sort of taken in by their mission. And the next year I then joined the luncheon committee and spent the next few years volunteering for them.
I loved the cause, right? Women helping women. I have 2 daughters myself, so I thought that that was so important to me, and to be a good role model for them to help other women. But also, I've been lucky enough to serve on several boards, but to actually start one from inception was a challenge that I was ready for.
There's so much need in Delaware and so many women that, just need a lot of times that one-time financial assistance to get them back on track. And there are also so many generous women in Delaware, and I think that there's sort of been a disconnect. And there are all these women who want to help women and all these women who need the help, but a lot of them don't know how to connect with each other, so I'm excited for us to be able to do that.
I really loved the all-women concept of women helping women when I was involved with Good Friends of the Low Country, and I think it's really inspiring when you get a group of organized, driven women in one room. The energy that can come from that and the impact is pretty amazing. So I wanted to try to recreate that experience here with some of my colleagues and friends from the area and try and help as many women as we can in Delaware. As my husband likes to say, if you want something done, just get a bunch of women together. They'll have that done in no time.
My son met this young lady and she had Braden, and Braden tested positive as well as the mother for drug use at birth. They called me to come in and she asked me would I keep him until she can get herself together. Good Friends of the Low Country, that they were willing to pay the entire light bill. I don't know what we would have done. It was like a weight on your shoulders, and then I could stand up again.
I have a 26-year-old and a 14-year-old, both girls. And my 26-year-old started struggling with opiate dependence in 2015, and when she had her last child in 2017, she was born opiate dependent, and I gained custody of a 2-year-old and a newborn in 2017.
All right, get up to the table for me so you don't...
Whenever you guys made the payment to the daycare, it gave me just that bonding with them, that opportunity to be there with them and to be like, I know this is going to be okay.
I, especially as a lawyer, think it's very important, to be very diligent in our setup.
In the community to find these women and have them, get the help that they need. And I think that is the best part about being in Delaware, in my opinion, that it's a small enough state that among us and among, others in our committees and things like that, they know somebody. That kind of helps us get the word out.
But to start with, we didn't all know each other that well. And Sabrina went out into the community and reached out to women who she thought would be a good fit.
I also chose to make it Good Friends of the First State, covering the whole state of Delaware, which, as we know, is a small but mighty state. Instead of just focusing on one city or town, which is what Good Friends of the Low Country did. And the beauty of Delaware being a small state, I think, is that we are sort of all interconnected with this sort of 6 degrees of separation, and everyone seems to know everyone. And that has also really benefited us as a board as we try to network and reach out to those who offer their talents and creativity for us to get off the ground running and provide in-kind sponsorship for all manner of things, from legal to logo design to website creation to even the beautiful florals at our luncheon.
And it's important to put yourself, to know that there are people out there that aren't making ends meet, and going to a third world country, I mean, it's right in our backyard.
Kids are so focused on their school, their homework, their athletics, exactly, that giving back, I mean, my mom grew up, well, as I grew up, my mom, she was the example for me. She drove patients to their cancer treatments. She helped make fudge for Flower Market originally, and the mustard. She has always done something to give back. And I think if that's what your kids see, then they start to see that that's just a normal part of life.
Starting them young and getting them, teaching them what this is and why it's good to give back, and then we'll be able to pass on this to the next generation.
You know, how great it would be for them to do a lot of handwritten thank you notes, because that is such a great way to show appreciation and that they can make a connection with the donor.
I also have a daughter, and that was what gave me the concept to want to do a junior committee, because starting young and learning about giving back and getting your hands dirty and helping out, I just think it's such an important thing that I try to instill with my kids. And that was something that I wish that Charleston had and then was happy that we could incorporate. And I think the girls will just grow that and keep going with it.
Being part of the junior committee of Good Friends means that our efforts are helping women. For example, we held a bake sale in January, raising funds and awareness for a wonderful cause. Women helping women is awesome.
I feel like I'm making a difference when I volunteer at the committee, since I'm helping women in need. Even if I don't get to meet these women, I feel like I'm making a difference since I'm raising money for them to have a better life.
I wanted to join the junior committee because I like the mission of the Good Friends of the First State, and I wanted to help women in need.
Hi, my name is Lucy Betts. The reason why I want to join the junior committee is because I think nobody, including women, should ever go through hard times without the assistance and support they deserve.
Our mom was a founding board member, and she told us about the junior committee. We wanted to help women in need in Delaware. If women are in a financial crisis, they can help them with financial stability.
I wanted to be part of the junior committee because I like the idea of women and girls helping each other. I think Good Friends can really help the community because not everyone has a support system. It was a really fun experience partaking in the junior committee bake sale. I got to explain Good Friends to our customers. I hope the junior committee can continue to grow and we can hold even larger events.
If a woman has specific needs, and with a bigger organization, it might not fall under exactly what they could give, but we're able to give that to the woman. So I think it's going to work out well.
Wonderful to see how many people are in our board network, and I know those tickets are going to sell out really fast.
That's the goal.
It's going to be really fun. Yeah. We'll hopefully be able to expand the size of it next year.
The cost of the lunch is pretty much going to be covered already by the tickets and our donations, so that every dollar that's donated at the lunch is going to go directly to women in need, which is really incredible.
You are there because you intend to give and support that cause, and you can be inspired by the program that's presented, and hopefully in future years, like you said, by past recipients.
We don't have overhead, so what comes in will go out.
If it goes out, yep.
It's quite an impact that we're going to be able to make, and it's really exciting to think about.
One of the things I really enjoyed about Good Friends of the Low Country is that it was a legitimately fun afternoon. You get to sit, chat with your girlfriends, meet other women, but you're doing something incredible at the same time.